What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Lou Streets, and I'm back with another video because apparently we have some news on Twitter. But it seems that the emergency patch is going out on Thursday, April the 17th, around 11 a.m. JST. I think is that Japanese time? I always get confused by these time frames that they show this. But anyway, let's open it up and see what's going on, because I think it's more than what meets the eye. I don't think it's just about the Jack stuff and the Paul stuff. So let's see what we got here. Okay. 4:15 on console, Tekken 8 Season 2 Future Balance Adjustment Policy. Last updated Monday, April the 15th at 2 a.m. Okay, so that's just talking like when this actually got updated as far as the information. So let's see. Balance Adjustment Policy for version 2.0.02. The development team acknowledges that the Season 2 version 2.0 update, the overall game balance have shifted too heavily towards offense. We sincerely apologize that the actual balance changes did not align with the development intentions and policy previously communicated to players. Before I keep reading this, what I want to say that's really, really cool about, I don't know if this is cool about the community or cool about the company, the devs in itself, but it seems that when the Tekken 8 community gets very loud, the devs do respond, and they respond in a timely fashion. When did Season 2 drop? On April the 1st, and it's April the 14th. So about 2 weeks of people griping and complaining, but it seems they're doing more than just those two moves when it comes to make some noise with Jack and that Paul Wall setup. But let's see what's going on. We deeply regret not being able to address the improvements and adjustments that the community had hoped for. Moving forward, we are committed to distinguishing between issues that can be addressed quickly and issues that require more time and community feedback for proper review. We will implement a step-by-step update process to improve the game experience. Step-by-step update process. Wonder what they mean by that, as far as how they're going to communicate that. In this upcoming update, we will fix known issues and begin a balanced review based on the following policy. The patch notes for version 2.0 are scheduled to be released shortly before the update around 10:30 a.m. JST. I'm thinking that's Japanese time. If I'm incorrect, somebody let me know in the comments, but I'm thinking that's Japanese time. Let me see if I can Google what that converts to in my time area. Let's see. Japanese time zone to CST. Let's see. 14 hours ahead of us. So if that is 11 a.m. Japanese time, 14 hours ahead, that would be 12 hours would be 11 p.m. So 9 p.m. my previous night. So Thursday, 11 a.m. Japanese time, which I believe is what the post said. Let's double check that. Around 11 a.m. So that would mean that 9 p.m. for me the previous night on Wednesday night. So this could be going live Wednesday night. Okay, let's go. If I got that incorrect, let me know in the comments, but I think I got that right. Let's focus on what the actual balances are. Increase maximum health value to help mitigate situations where matches are decided through overly one-sided momentum. Increase the maximum health value. So everybody's going to get more health. In light of the current damage environment trending toward inflation, driven by offense, heavy game balance, and increased aerial combo damage, okay, so what they're saying is they're going to keep the combos and let you get the combos and all the dope shit that they do with the soft aerial tailspins, but they're going to just increase the overall health of the characters. I'm not mad at that, because I enjoyed the gameplay of the combos, but I don't want to die immediately. So, okay, more health, that makes sense. So you basically got to get more than 2 touches now. The adjustment is intended to ease situations where matches are too easily decided by one-sided momentum. Okay, so basically saying you got to make more interactions than 1 touch. So maybe, then 2 touches. So maybe 3 touches, maybe 4 touches, probably 3.5, something like that. Okay. Gradual adjustment to overly high reward moves. This update addresses the overall inflation of attack strength and combo damage by implementing adjustments that can be done quickly to moves that provide excessive reward. We recognize this as a game-wide issue rather than a problem limited to specific characters, and we plan to continue reviewing and tuning those aspects progressively. I hope that this is meaning just more options when it comes to step, because I feel like a lot of times I get clipped on side step when I am right, but they'll show the hitbox where the opponent is swinging out that way and I'm stepping away from the camera, but they give them a hitbox, but the hitbox is on the camera itself and it's not on me as I've already stepped. So I'm hoping that's what that means. Let me read that one more time to see if I can interpret that properly. This update addresses the overall inflation of attack strength and combo damage by implementing adjustments that can be done quickly to moves that provide excessive reward. Implementing adjustments that can be done quickly. I don't know if they mean, I don't think they mean the move in itself. I think that they mean the way that they respond to overpowered moves. That's what I think they're trying to say. We recognize this is a game-wide issue rather than a problem limited to specific characters, meaning not just Jack and Paul, other characters as well, and we plan to continue reviewing and tuning these aspects progressively. Okay, examples of adjustments include, in this update, balance adjustments to high-performance moves that can repeatedly create advantageous situations and lead to one-sided gameplay. They're definitely talking about Jack right there. Adjustments to moves with disproportionately high reward compared to their risk, ensuring fair. Okay, thank you, because that's how I would feel about fighting Elisa. Like certain characters, and I mean, I'm sure they're talking about Jack, and I'm hoping they're talking about other characters as well. But there's nothing more annoying than feeling like you're just constantly being pressured and staggered into a one-sided event where I'm trying to step and stepping isn't working. I'm getting tracked both directions. I can't backdash. I can't mash. I can't do armor. Like, those type of things have to go. It has to be a chess and not checkers type of game. So adjustments to moves with disproportionately high reward compared to their risk, ensuring fairer risk-reward balance. Okay. Rebalancing the offensive and defensive aspects of the heat system. Currently, the benefits gained by attacking player through the heat system are considered too great. The following adjustments have been made. Revised damage scaling when using heat dash to suppress combo damage inflation. So it looks like they're taking damage away if you get heat dash extension. I'm not really fond of that only because you already got the hit. Now maybe on block that's different. Adjusted frame advantage on hit for heat engagers, maintaining benefits for the attacker while allowing the defender more opportunities to respond. So I guess that means kind of like when I do my up forward 3 but law, a lot of the times I'll do my running 3 into nunchuck setup. I guess they're saying they're giving your opponent a chance to step that, so I don't do that same thing 100% of the time. So more so it's a mind game. If I think he's going to step, maybe I do a tracking move. If I think he's going to respect the block, then I do a forward progressive move that has a lot of advantage on block. So I think that's what they're trying to say. It's making it where you don't do a one-size-fits-all scenario when you get heat engagers. Okay. Additionally, adjustments have been made to chip damage as follows. Reduce additional chip damage during heat. Reduced additional chip damage during heat. Are they saying, what are they saying about reduced addition? It's the word additional is the one. So I'm trying to see if they're saying they just reduce the chip damage overall, or is it only specific scenarios in heat where they're taking away even, I'm assuming they mean even less chip is what I'm thinking. But that was kind of hard to interpret. Change the heat system so that moves which already deal chip damage do not receive extra chip damage. Okay, I understand. So if you're doing certain, like for instance, what does law have that I use? What does law have that does heat damage automatically? I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know if it's FF3. I can't remember off the top of my head what law has, but okay. So reduced additional chip damage during heat. Change the system so that moves which already deal chip damage do not receive extra chip damage while in a heat state. So I wonder if that's trying to say that it's keeping the same amount of chip or that it just has no chip at all. It's kind of hard to interpret that. Future updates will also include adjustments to the amount of chip damage dealt by individual moves. So basically, they're going to keep chip damage, but they're going to scale it back some. And then it seems that the same moves that you use in heat, they're either going to do the same amount of chip damage or they're going to do no chip damage at all. It's kind of tricky to interpret that sentence. Reduce additional chip damage during heat. Okay, yeah, it seems like that's what they're saying. It's going to keep the same amount of chip or just a little bit less, but not anything added on is what I'm taking from that. Future balance adjustments. In the next update planned for mid-May, so we're in April right now, so this is mid-April. They're doing another adjustment in mid-May, so pretty much 4 weeks out from this one. Adjustments will include reducing air combo damage and reevaluating the performance of heat burst. Of heat burst. So it sounds like they're going to make heat burst more of a situational decision to be made rather than a get off me tool. That's what I take from that. Adjustments will include reducing air combo damage. I don't really understand the point of that, because if you've already extended more health, so that the damage isn't the worst issue. I think people like being able to get their BMBs and being able to get a nice setup and get 900 damage, especially like for me as a law player that has to have wall carry to maximize that damage. So I'm not really mad at the air combo damage. I do agree with giving more health so the matches are a little more exciting and eventful, the rounds in themselves, but it doesn't really make sense to boost health and reduce air combo damage. And then when they say air combo damage, I wonder, do they mean air combo pickups, like when you catch somebody on float, or do they mean actual launchers? That's a little confusing, because I think if you earn your launcher, you should be able to get your damage, especially since you increase the health anyway. Okay. Additionally, we will continue to review issues that cannot be addressed in this update, such as moves that consistently create advantageous situations leading to one-sided matches. So they keep putting emphasis on that. So what they're saying by that, what I'm taking from that is they're not going to talk about just Jack and Paul. They're going to go back through the whole roster with this 1,500 changes and see what moves need to be adjusted in that capacity. Attacks with disproportionately high rewards relative to their risk. So those are the two things they're focused on, things that we're complaining about, not being able to step, getting tracked everywhere, getting chip damage, all these things. Moving forward, we remain committed to incorporating player feedback and will focus on resolving cases of overly dominant character performance and interactions that result in one-sided gameplay. And the funny thing about me reading this is because I still don't understand why Law lost his while standing forward counter hit follow-ups, but then you have moves in a game like this. But they seem to be talking, I mean, they're obviously implying this about Jack and Paul because those are the two that they made mention of, but it seems like they're saying they're going to go through this with like a lot of the characters. And then a lot of people had their hopes up about if we would get more adjustments than just those two characters because the communication has been so poor. But it seems with this, they're basically saying they're listening, we're going to adjust it. So Mikey's vision that we kind of all despise to some extent is going to be toned down just a bit. I hope they make a few more changes. I don't really understand the rank system right now. It's a little bit wonky. I hope they make a few more changes than just this. But I think overall, as far as this approach, to constantly reiterate, hey, we're listening, we're going to focus on these two things you guys are complaining about. This is a good step in the right direction, and while I don't think we should harass Harada and Mikey in a way where we're using like offensive language and being like really fucked up towards them, at the same time, I really do appreciate this about the Tekken community because as a Mortal Kombat player that has put more time into Tekken this go-round, you never really found this type of communication with NRS. And I'm not making this an opportunity to dunk on NRS because I've kind of pulled back from that, but I will say it's nice to feel like, okay, a two-week window isn't a long time when it comes to development. And as I said, I've been having fun with season 2. Obviously, some things need to be adjusted, but it's nice to see them say, hey, this is what we're doing. We're telling you on Monday, and it's going live in 3 days. I'm totally fine with that. And let's just hope now that they're true to their word. And considering the messaging in this post, you would have to think that pretty much they're making it clear we're listening and we're going to communicate more transparently. We dropped the ball on communicating with transparency in the past, and we don't want to do that going forward to alienate our players. So I think that this is a good step in the right direction. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Obviously, we're talking about Jack and Paul and those advantageous moves, but it seems like they're going to pretty much focus on the overall balance of the game, and there will be defensive options in regards to sidestepping, not constantly being tracked, heat engagers, and not having a one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to your setups, which is cool because I'm going to be honest. When I do my up 4-3, my go-to setup is always running 3 into nunchuck because nunchuck tracks to the left and running 3 puts you in a plus frame trap. I do that all the time. So if they're creating a scenario now in which I got to adjust my gameplay slightly because you have more options, I'm not mad at that because that goes both ways. So now maybe I can run up and do back 3 roundhouse. I can do back 4 to track you. I can do nunchuck out the gate because it tracks to the left. Like, it's so many different options, but I'm not mad at this approach. I just want to feel like I'm losing to the player and not the character or the game mechanics in itself. So I think this is a step in the right direction, and we get it in 3 days. I wonder how long does it take to implement. I'm hoping it's not taking a ton of hours because for me, this goes live Wednesday night at 9 p.m., which will be transferable to Japan time of 11 a.m. on Thursday morning. So I hope this doesn't take more than 2 to 3 hours to maybe get done and get patched up so we can get some good games in and see what the differences are. Let me know in the comments if you guys are excited about these changes and if it makes you feel like you have a little more faith in the Tekken development team, or is it more of you need to wait to see it before it actually comes out because they've kind of burned all the goodwill and kind of burnt up the trust with the past patches. Let me know in the comments. Till next time, it's your boy Streets. I am out. Peace.